Good morning, boys and girls. So this morning you were asked to do your 2 word problems, money word problems, in your maths book, which is your yellow book with a fish on, and you were asked to set them out as a word problem with the 4 steps. So let's just look at the 4 steps. Number 1 is to read the problem and to decide what to do. So it's like a little story. Do you add or do you subtract? And later on in the year, we'll look at multiplication and division too, but you don't need to worry about that now. You just need to look at what do you do with the problem. Do you add or subtract? Then you draw it. Number 2, you draw it. Number 3, you work it out. You work out the answer. And number 4, you put the answer in a number sentence. So instead of having it as a drawing like number 2, you have it with numbers with an answer. And you end a number sentence with an answer after the equals, like you end a sentence with a question mark, a full stop, or an exclamation mark. So those are your 4 steps that you needed to follow. So let's have a look now at what you did for your first 2. So your word problem was Max had 10 Rand and Tom had 20 Rand. How much money did they have all together? Remember, all together means your plus sign. So Max had 10 Rand. So it doesn't matter how you drew it. I'm going to draw it like a paper note. And Tom had 20 Rand. And now we need to look at how much they had all together. So it's your number sentence, 10 Rand plus 20 Rand equals, and now we can work it out, 10, counting in tens, you can use your number chart or however you needed to do it. To get to the answer, I'm going to count in tens. So 10, 20, 30. So the answer is 30 Rand. And then you needed to have your page set out with 4 blocks. You're going to do 2 today and 2 later on in the week. So there's my first one for today. And let's have a look at the second one. Sam had 2 Rand, 1 Rand, 5 Rand coins in his wallet. He gave Ben 2 Rand for the bus. How much money does Sam have left? Oh, this one's a bit tricky. It's got 2 problems to do. So we first have to work out how much Sam had before he's able to give Ben 2 Rand. So Sam had 2 Rand, and I'm going to draw those in coins because that's what they look like. 1 Rand and 5 Rand coins in his wallet. Then he gave Ben 2 Rand for the bus. So 2 Rand gets taken away because he's giving it away. And then the question is, how much money does he have left? So we first had to say how much Sam had, so that's how much he's got. You don't have to write this down, but just as a matter of interest, let's see how much he's got all together. 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's got 8 rand. Then we take away 2 rand. So remember earlier on this term and in the second term when you did word problems and the birds flew away or they were eaten or something happened, when you take away, you just cross it out. And that's how we do our karate chop, which is our takeaway sign, minus. And so, how much does he have left? 5, 6 rand. So, we worked out that 5, 6, 7, 8, he had 8 rand. That's what we had to do first of all. 8 rand. And we took away 2 rand. And let's see how much we've got left. So Sam has 5, 6 rand left. Right, well done boys and girls. So that was a altogether plus sum, first one, and the second one was plus and a takeaway. If you wrote the first part of the sum as 5 rand plus 2 rand plus 1 rand equals 8 rand, and then you put this 8 rand over here. I'm not putting it as a coin because we don't get an 8 rand coin. And then we said 8 rand take away 2 rand. That is even more correct because I just did this with you in our heads and then I wrote down the total, which is 8 rand. But if you did it like that first and then you did this sum, oh, double tick for you and a superstar. Well done. We'll try our next 2 later on in the week.